booties for black girl nerds.
Hello, gentlemen. Such a pleasure to be with you. This is such a beautiful film, and I learned so much from it about the human experience, working with animals, just some beautiful things. Caleb, starting with you, there was such a sweetness and the way you approach working with horses. It seemed very, very fresh, like you'd never worked with horses before at all. Was that actually the case with you, or did you spend some time with horses prior to filming this?
Yeah, I spent a month with horses before filming Concrete, but before that, I haven't ridden or touched a horse since my sister's 6th birthday. But I think but also every horse that you work with is different from, like, I worked with one horse for a month, but then I had to meet the actor horse, Patrick. So he was different from the horse that I worked with. So it was definitely during filming, it was different, and I had to get to know him. So even filming in those scenes, you would see me caressing Patrick Boo, and just like learning him and things that he liked, and holding him and like what he loved and what was comfortable for him. So it was definitely different for me. It was different, like being in Fletcher Street in Philadelphia. I didn't know about the community. I didn't know about horses. So it was a whole learning experience.
Yeah, I think it was a learning experience for everyone. For Ricky, wasn't it a learning for you? As a director, you're kind of guiding the ship and watching all of the moving parts, but did you have to take some time yourself to spend some getting to know the horses and learning them just to help you execute the project better from the directorial standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough I spent several years previous to us shooting with the actual Cowboys down at Fletcher Street, a couple in particular, a gentleman named Eric Miller, and then Jamil Prattis, who actually plays Paris in the film. The two of them, welcomed me into that community for years. So they actually taught me how to ride. I went to the barbecues with them, like we depicted in the film, just learning stories. But yeah, spending time. Actually, the scene where he shovels out the stalls, that's exactly what happened to me. Like, I showed up my first day. I would do it every weekend with James down there. And yeah, I got a real rude awakening, destroyed my shoes. They applauded me when I made it up the plank. I mean, that was almost beat for beat what I went through. So putting that scene together was really easy. But yeah, I mean, I went through the same ritual as Caleb. I didn't know anything about cowboy culture, about horses, anything. I learned it all from the folks at Fletcher Street.
It was awesome. Caleb, they say when you work with horses, not only do you learn about yourself, but you learn about being genuine. You learn a lot about determination and patience as you and the animal bond. What did you learn? Did you learn anything about yourself or new insights into your personality just by working with these animals and what you have them trust you and vice versa?
Yeah, that played a big part in my training. It wasn't just about physically like riding the horse. It was connecting with the horse spiritually. That's a great question. Did it change me, or like did it show me anything about myself? Oh man. I think learning that you had to build that bond with the horse, and learning that the horse has, of course, the horse has a personality, but like when you're working with the horse firsthand, it's like, wow, this horse does have a personality. When you're training with the horse is also training with you and has to understand your personality. You can't just do anything you want with the horse. You have to learn the horse and connect with that horse. And once you do that, the ride is smooth. But that's a great question. I'm trying to think, like, did I learn anything about myself working with the horse?
Because I've thought about animals, I've talked with actors who worked with horses before, and I read some things about, horses use therapy and companion animals and help people to connect with, creates leadership skills because you have to command the horse has to respect you. So I was thinking in terms of things like that.
No, yeah, of course. I think there could have been a time where I got to that point, but also this was work and we were trying to make a film. So the times where I probably could have had those moments, I didn't, but I got to the point and understanding of that working with the horse, I had to build a bond and a special like connection with the horse before I hopped on and, did what I needed to do. But I think I would need to take a little bit more than like a month of training to understand that part of it. But I know a lot of, like in Fletcher Street, they definitely told me like, it's like therapy. Like the horse knows what you're feeling. Like if you're in a bad mood, the horse is gonna be in a bad mood because they feel what you're feeling. It's like a mood ring almost, but a horse.
Ricky, back to you. The story is so touching as it examines, broken and fractured relationships, finding that common bridge to repair a relationship between a father and a son, learning community and respecting community, and all of these different themes. When you were going about on set and gathering all of your talented actors and crew people together, did you all have a mantra or anything that you worked from every day as you set out to produce the best film possible?
Yeah, it was a great question. It's a lot of things that went into making sure, I always wanted the film to feel as though the Cowboys at Fletcher Street made it. So that's I told Eric and Mel, I was like, you need to be able to watch this film and say, that is us. I said, I have skills as a director and a writer, but this isn't my story. I'm just a conduit for you guys to tell it. And so I need you there every day, every moment, behind the scenes, in front of the camera. So, down to like the props we used or the people that were in the film, or like, finding, like a gentleman in the film, Georgie Bonds, who sings around the campfire. He was a guy that way late into prep, I heard about him, this like folklore of this man. And I actually, through a friend of a friend, got in touch with him and went to a show of his. And that wasn't even in the script. I was like, you need to be in this film because you're a part of the history here. And so, we incorporated that. So there was that constant, essentially like pressing down on the story. Like, I want to make sure that this represents the full spirit of your community, not just this one little moment in time, how Fletcher Street is now, but the film really representing like the legacy, so to speak.
Caleb, you brought so much emotional depth to the story. I just felt so much and so much heart wrenching, and that wanting to have something to hold on, people to support you. When you were reaching into those depths of things, it's a very different personality from who you are. How did you connect with that inner struggle that your character was experiencing?
Speaking with Ricky, Idris, and just understanding the relation, I think the most prominent relationship in the film is the relationship between Cole and his father. So I really had to dive in deep on that on those emotions, because my relationship with my father is special. It's great. I love my father. It's beautiful. He's been there since the beginning, before I can even remember. He was there on set behind the cameras, just like, great job, kiddo. And I'm like, Dad, get out of there. I'm like, I can't see you right now. You're supporting. I can't have you supporting me right now. So I spoke to Ricky. I put a playlist together, music that I think Cole would listen to. And I spent like one of the most pivotal moments in the scene, in the movie. I spent hours talking to Idris about it and just understanding the luggage that the characters were carrying behind it, like the stuff that you didn't see, the 15 years of absence, that their relationship wasn't like the absence that his father wasn't there in his life. So it took some time. It definitely took some time. I think even from the audition process, I was already like really getting into the character of Colin, because I knew I wanted this part. So I knew I had to start then.
And lastly, my daughter is graduating from high school, and her yearbook quote is, "I love Caleb Mclaughlin."
Oh, really?
Can you give a shout out to my daughter, Kaya? She's graduating and she's over my shoulder here driving me crazy, please.
Yes, Kaya.
Tell her to pop in. Come on.
Tell her.
Liz, come on.
Hurry. You got to hurry up. If you want to say hi, you better come. She won't do it, but if you could say hi. Hello. Here she is. Here she is.
Hello, Kaya. How you doing?
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Thank you so much for putting me in your yearbook. I appreciate you, Kaya. Much love to you. Happy graduation. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. This is such a beautiful film. I appreciate your patience for all that, and I can't wait for folks to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.